Cristiano Ronaldo back in a Real Madrid shirt? Sounds insane, but Madrid are seriously discussing his return. Manchester City are preparing a €100 million bid for Pedri, and once again, Barça must choose, keep their symbol or cash in. Aston Villa are chasing Vlahović. Wait, is this actually happening? And Chelsea and Arsenal are going to war over Casadó. All this and so much more, right now. Smash 300 likes and we'll be back again tomorrow. Let's dive into the wildest transfer rumours. Ronaldo, back to Madrid in 2025. Again? Is this real life, or are we just rebooting the greatest football soap opera ever? Honestly, I thought that saga was done. Over, wrapped up with a bow. But nope. El Demarque just threw a gallon of gasoline on the fire. Cristiano wants to play in the Club World Cup with Real Madrid. And honestly, if I were him, I'd go for it too. The Al Nassr season will be finished, the stage is global, the trophy is winnable, and let's be real, the hype would be off the charts. Sure, it's not the Champions League, but the buzz, the media, the shirt sales, Cristiano plus Real Madrid for one last dance. That combo alone could print more cash than half of La Liga combined. And here's the kicker. If it's just for a month, one tournament, no long-term strings, then it's a total no-brainer. A win-win for both sides. But, and it's a big but, if Madrid actually signs him for the whole season, that's where the drama kicks in. Let's be honest, Cristiano doesn't do benches. He's not coming to mentor the youngsters. He'll want to start every game. And then what? You've got Mbappé, Vinicius, Bellingham, so who makes way? Vinicius to the bench, Mbappé wide, Bellingham deeper. It's a tactical headache waiting to happen. So here's the question for you. Would you actually want Ronaldo back at Real? No nostalgia goggles, no fairy tales, just facts. As for me, Ronaldo for the Club World Cup. Yes, legendary send-off. Ronaldo for a full season? Not so sure. So let's hear it. Ronaldo at Madrid. One last ride or one problem too many? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you still believe in football drama, and don't forget to subscribe. This saga is far from over. Aston Villa, yeah, the same club that was scrapping for survival not long ago, is now chasing Dusan Vlahović. And no, this isn't some clickbait headline. This is real. Villa are reportedly ready to splash €40 million on a striker who's only scored 9 goals this season. But hold on, we're not talking about just any striker. This is Vlahović, the guy Arsenal fans used to dream about, Fiorentina's golden boy, the next big thing in Europe. And now, it's like his rise hit the brakes before it even got going. Juve look ready to ship him off like an old DVD on a dusty shelf. So what the hell happened? Where's that Fiorentina beast who was terrorizing Serie A defenses? Enter Unai Emery. And trust me, this guy means business. Villa's season's been a bit of a roller coaster. They're sitting 9th right now, but only 4 points off the top 4. Chelsea's right there. The Champions League is not out of reach. So if they're gonna swing big for a striker, now's the moment. Grab Vlahović before he starts banging in 20+ goals a season again. And honestly, if I'm Vlahović, I'm seriously thinking about it. Arsenal, they've moved on. Juve, chaos behind the scenes, again. Sure, Tudor rates him, but the guy's only got a contract till summer. That's hardly long-term trust. Barcelona, Bayern, Man United, yeah, they're all watching. But who isn't keeping tabs on a €70 million striker? The issue, none of them can really throw cash around right now. But Villa can. And they've got something even more valuable, a real shot at the Champions League. Now here's the €1 million question. Is €40 million too much for a striker who, let's be honest, looks kinda lost in the box right now? Or is Juve just trying to build up the hype to boost the price? Either way, if Villa actually land this deal, it's a statement, a massive one, the kind that says, yeah, we're not playing around anymore. So what do you think? Vlahović in the Premier League, does it work? Thomas Müller out of contract, just like that? A Bayern legend, a one-club icon, walking away, and nobody's trying to stop him. His contract's up this summer, and according to insiders, the vibe around Munich is basically, thanks for everything, Thomas, but yeah, you're on your own now. Even Fabrizio Romano says Bayern have no plans to extend. And I'm just sitting here thinking, is that really how you treat a club legend? The guy gave his entire career to Bayern. One badge, one shirt, one mission. And now it's just cold, clinical, danke und tschüss? Sure, Müller's turning 36 in September. He's not the 25-year-old Raumdeuter anymore. But come on, does that mean you just show him the door? Even this season, with limited minutes, 23 appearances, 1 goal, 3 assists, the numbers don't scream washed. And let's be real, most players his age are already chilling in the MLS or cashing in with a Saudi sunset. And guess what? Here come the rumors. Chicago Fire want him. Yep, the same team that once dreamed of Neymar, now aiming for Müller. No shade, but talk about switching targets. Okay, maybe Bayern's just being Bayern. High standards, no room for sentiment, fine. But surely you offer him 1 more year. Müller would have taken a pay cut, no doubt. He's more than a player. He's the heart of that dressing room. Like a bottle of aged whiskey. Maybe not as fiery, but still priceless. Letting him go like this feels wrong. Honestly, if I were Müller, I'd start thinking about life beyond the pitch. TV, media, zero pressure, no defenders breathing down your neck. But hey, maybe he's still got something left in the tank. So tell me, does Müller still belong in top-tier European football? Or is it time to kick back under the Miami sun? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like if you think legends deserve better, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more real talk about the beautiful game. Alright, someone help me out here. How is a lad who's only just broken through this season already being linked with a €40 million move? Seriously, Arsenal and Chelsea? You're telling me they're both ready to throw cash at Marc Casadó, 21 years old, at Barça, played 20 games, scored 4 goals, and suddenly there's a bidding war? If it was about some release clause, maybe I'd get it. But here's the thing. He's not even a regular starter under Flick, and on top of that, he's out injured until the end of the season. But that little detail? Yeah, apparently no one cares. Now here comes the London comedy duo, Arsenal and Chelsea, both allegedly pushing to get him signed before next season even begins, and both ready to drop €40 million. Are we okay as a footballing society? Do people really think Casadó's just gonna walk into the Premier League and start bossing midfields from day one? Look, he's talented, no doubt. Works hard, has some flair, good engine. But he's still raw, you can see it. And let's not forget, the guy's contracted until 2028. Barça don't have to sell. But you wave a decent check in their face and suddenly they're considering their options. Why? Because their finances look like Swiss cheese, Camp Nou-sized holes to patch. So yeah, it all starts to make sense. Apparently, Arteta sees him as a long-term midfield piece, young, energetic, future-proof, and Chelsea, well, classic Chelsea. If Arsenal want him, they have to jump in. Same script, every time. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Casadó's a fraud, but €40 million for someone who's barely featured consistently at the top level. That's a massive gamble. So let me ask you this, will Casadó light it up in the Premier League or get lost in the shuffle like so many before him? Let me know in the comments, Arsenal or Chelsea, who makes more sense for him. If Arsenal raised a beast like Bukayo Saka, then what? You're just gonna let him walk to PSG for free? Or wait for City to drop a lazy €100 million and throw in some leave whenever you feel like it clause? Finally, the club's waking up. They're working on a massive new deal for Saka, not just a 2-year extension, no, a long-term contract to lock him down in London for years to come. And honestly, that's exactly what they should be doing. Saka is the heartbeat of this Arsenal side, only 23 years old and already a leader. Goals, assists, link-up play, you name it, he's delivering. Season after season, game after game, guaranteed starter. He's not a hype job, not a one-season wonder, he is the system. So Arteta, don't screw this up, pay the man. Sources say he's already one of the top earners with bonuses, and now they're ready to make it official. One of the highest paid players at the club. Finally, no more penny pinching like that other club across North London. And since Andrea Berta came in, things have started moving. He didn't just land in London to sip coffee, he's here to lock things down. Saliba Gabriel Saka, top priority. And that's exactly how it should be. Because let's be honest, you don't win trophies if your best players keep leaving every summer. This contract, it's not just about money. It's a message, a statement. We're building something here, and you, Bukayo, are at the center of it. If Arsenal truly want to lift silverware, they're not doing it without Saka. So yeah, We're all watching the negotiations, fingers crossed, and praying Real Madrid doesn't slide in with one of their classic cheeky offers at the last minute. What do you think? Will Saka sign long term? Or is this going to drag on into summer drama? Is Arsenal really about to drop big money on another so-called hidden gem? Or is this just another flashy gamble? Come on, £66 million for Hugo Ekitike. Be honest, who even is that? The same guy who barely touched the pitch at PSG, spent more time on the bench than the ball, and now he's scoring in the Bundesliga because, well, it's the Bundesliga. Even Timo Werner looked like prime Ronaldo there. Yeah, Ekitike's putting up numbers, 13 goals in the league, 6 more in the cups, averaging a goal every 106 minutes. Sounds impressive, right? But let's be real, one hot season doesn't make you world class. That's a purple patch, not a proven career. And the price tag, almost the same as we paid for Havertz. To me, this one's already setting off alarm bells. Feels like an overpay from a mile away. Sure, the word is Arteta's been watching him for years. But come on, would you throw £66 million at a player who flopped at PSG and is only now showing some form in a less intense league? That doesn't exactly scream safe bet, does it? Let's not kid ourselves. Ekitike isn't Isak. He hasn't been tested in the Premier League. He's not the guy who's going to drag you through a gritty away day at Turf Moor or carry you in a title decider at Anfield. And that's exactly the kind of player Arsenal need right now. But hey, if Bertha believes in him and Arteta gives the green light, maybe there's something we're not seeing. Maybe this is the start of a new Thierry Henry story. Or maybe it's just Nicolas Pepe 2.0 all over again. So, what do you think? A masterstroke or another roll of the dice, hoping to hit the jackpot? Yo, be honest for a sec. Have you ever imagined Pedri in a Man City kit? Not rocking Barca's classic Blaugrana, but under Pep linking up with Haaland in sky blue. I mean, come on, that sounds like pure fan fiction, right? Not something you'd actually expect in the real world. But guess what? The rumour mill's going wild. Word is, City are getting ready to drop €100 million on Pedri. Yeah, 100 million for the midfield magician from the Canary Islands. And here's the kicker. He just signed a new deal with Barça in January, locked in till 2030 with a casual €1 billion release clause. So, why the sudden push from City? Barca's official stance? Not for sale. No negotiations, no meetings, nothing. But then again, there's Pep. And we all know Pep adores Pedri. Says the kid was born for his system. Now it doesn't sound so crazy anymore, does it? Let's talk facts. City's midfield is in flux. De Bruyne could be on his way out, Bernardo's halfway gone already, and Gundogan. He might bounce too. Yeah, Pedri's had some injury setbacks. Not gonna sugarcoat it. But still, the guy's got 187 games, 25 goals, 20 assists to his name, and this season alone, 5 goals and 7 assists. The way he plays? It's like he's got the whole game mapped out in his head. Reads the pitch 2 steps ahead, handles pressure like it's nothing. This guy doesn't just play midfield, he owns it. So here's the real question. If you were Pedri, would you walk away from Barca now? From a club where fans adore you to a City squad where one bad season could get you benched, or worse, sold. Personally, I think Pedri's too smart for that. But hey, even though Marca says there's no offer on the table, let's be real. Rumours like this don't come out of thin air. So who's playing games here? City? Barca? Or is the media stirring the pot again? And yo, if you're fed up with big clubs trying to buy every superstar with a fat paycheck, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Pedri stay loyal to Barca, or is it time to team up with Pep?